Hi, this is hi. This is Sean Keefe with MOVCAC. Please join us at movcac.com. Keep up with the news. Find out where we're meeting. Get involved. Turn your talk into action. I'll show you at the end of this clip where you can find those. Um, also, you can find us on Telegram. I'll put those links in the description below this video on Rumble. But let's get into it. All right. I don't know how many of you heard about this, but I don't know about you, but I don't travel by air anymore. Haven't since the pandemic began. I'm not going to play their games with masks and vaccines and standing in line everywhere. I'll drive wherever I got to go. But some people still like to fly. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is on Pilots of America. So this is the rest of the news. The Federal Aviation Administration in October 2022 version of its Guide for Aviation Medical Examiners increased the EKG parameters required for pilots to be able to fly, a report said. On October 24, the FAA quietly, without any announcement at all, widened the EKG requirements, Steve Kirsch, founder of Vaccine Safety Research Foundation, noted on January 17. So I followed this link here and brought me to the World Tribune. FAA quietly widens the EKG parameters for America's pilots. You can read this. I'll put the link in there. But on October 24, the FAA quietly, without any announcement at all, widened the EKG requirements. Steve Kirsch, founder of Vaccine Safety Research Foundation, noted in a January 17 Substack. And they didn't widen the range by a little, they widened it by a lot. Kurt said the PA range, a measure of heart function for pilots, used to be in the range of 0.12 to 0.2. It is now 0.12 to 0.3 and potentially even higher. This is a very wide range. It accommodates people who have cardiac injury. The FAA's move amounts to what Kirsch said is a tacit admission from the US government that the COVID vaccine has damaged the hearts of our pilots. Not just a few pilots, a lot of pilots, and a lot of damage. Okay. Again, I'll put that link in the description. You can go and read the entire article. But what's important here? The important thing is here, the FAA, who is in charge of maintaining safety in our airplanes, has widened the range, acceptable range of heart EKG readings for pilots. Widened it. Now, why did they widen it? And here, this is all I could find on the FAA website. There's the 0.3. So I don't know if that's the same thing or not. Again, I'll put that link in there, and perhaps you're a doctor or a pilot and know what that means. But anyways, that's what I could find. The other thing that's interesting is Moderna and Pfizer to study potential long-term effect from COVID-19 vaccines. Now, this was published November 14th, and this is at the Becker's Hospital Review. November 14th, 2022. Moderna and Pfizer will soon launch trials to evaluate the long-term risk of myocarditis or inflammation of the heart muscle with the COVID-19 vaccines, NBC News reported November 12th. Ever since the COVID-19 vaccines were authorized for emergency use, researchers have been tracking the risk of myocarditis and pericarditis, another heart inflammation condition that affects the outer lining of the heart but has similar symptoms, such as chest pain, shortness of breath, and pounding heartbeat, according to the CDC. In a recent study, Canadian researchers found that heart inflammation cases were 2 to 3-fold higher after Moderna's vaccine compared to Pfizer's. The study concluded that the risk is still low, but multiple vaccine makers will test their formulas for long-term health effects of myocarditis after COVID-19 vaccination, according to the CDC. The years-long trials are set to begin in a few months. Isn't that interesting? How many people have taken this? If you listen to the government statistics, over 100 million, right? Well over 100 million. They say that 65 to 70% of Americans have taken that. That's almost 200 million. And now they're going to study uh, myocarditis and pericarditis officially in trials. They're just now starting. The drug's already been given to 200 million people or thereabouts, and billions around the world. And now we're going to study it after we see people having heart attacks everywhere, after we see that died suddenly. I don't know about you, but I'm not flying anytime soon. But, anyways, that's the rest of your news. The FAA has increased the range for EKGs for pilots, more than doubling it. And now Pfizer and Moderna are saying they will study the potential long-term effect of COVID-19 vaccines. That's why vaccines take 10 years to come to market, because there are long-term studies that have to happen in order to ensure the safety of the people taking those drugs. They didn't do that this time. So just something you should be aware of. Maybe pay attention to the airlines. Me, I'm not flying anytime soon. All right. I just wanted to let you know that's the rest of your news for today. I'll talk to you soon again. And again, you can find movcac.com on the web. In fact, it's the very first thing that comes up. In there, you will see our meetings and locations tab or button. And you can find the meeting times and locations throughout the state and Southern Ohio. We invite you to join us, turn your talk into action. Have a great day.